the um, the lean way in which to create agents, which is GPT. So Rodrigo will be running through that for how to do that general setup when it comes to GPTs, which is a really, really useful tool to utilize for both org and individual use. After that, I'm going to go through a applied version of that initial foundation in terms of how to utilize this lean agent methodology to amplify either your own personal brand or your organization's brand. In order to do that, I'll be utilizing GEMS, which is very similar to GBT, but the only reason I'm going to be showcasing that side is just because when it comes to GEMS, it's accessible on the free tier in order to build out, but it's the exact same process that is done with GBTs. So with that, I think that should be good run through for the intro. And so whenever you want to take it away, Rodrigo, should be set.
Okay, thank you, Oscar. Okay, welcome on board, everybody. Nice to not see you because I'm not seeing you. If you can turn on your camera, it would be great. Just in case we want to see if you are a bot or a real person, and also that let us know if you are understanding what we are sharing, and if you are enjoying the session, right? Um, just if you can, okay, that would be amazing. And if you can't, if you cannot, it's okay for now. But by the end of the session, please do that because we want to have a picture of you to post something on social media. Okay, so with that in mind, let me start sharing my screen. Just 1 second, please. Here. Going to okay, this perfect. Okay, so like Oscar said, says, today we are going to create some GPTs. And when I say GPTs, that's custom GPT. And before to do that, just what do you, let me ask you a question. And if you don't know, just let me know what do you think. This is not something that you should know. If you know, even better, but you don't have to know this. The question is, the custom GPT is an assistant, a semi-agent, or an agent? What do you think? You can answer using the chat that we have here on Zoom. So the question is, the custom GPT is option A, an assistant, option B, I'm writing this in our chat, is a STEM agent, or is an agent? What do you think? Once again, you don't have to know. It's just what do you think? And if you don't know, you can let us know. I don't know. You can answer, I don't know. Okay, an assistant. Okay, perfect. And the rest of you guys, if you don't answer, you are not going to receive any certification from us. No, I'm just kidding. Option A, okay, an assistant. Okay. And the rest of you guys, Ryan, Sach has already answered. Manish, Mohammed, Ravi also answered. Abi, okay. I I have Ryan 3, 4, 5 times in my so many Ryan in as a participant. Yeah, it's an assistant. Okay, you're right. It can be a semi-agent and also an agent. But what is what is the difference then between an assistant, a semi-agent, and an agent in your own words? Somebody can answer that. 𝗪𝗂, Ravi, for example, can you answer that? You can turn on your mic. Sorry for asking you directly, but I'm taking advantage that you are a person and and I can see your on video. What do you think, Ravi? You can turn
Yeah,
on
I
your
think
microphone. Yeah.
GPT is assistant because whenever we ask any query, so by using AI model, he gives
Mm-hmm.
answers. So I'm thinking assistant or might be agent also. Not sure because I'm new in AI.
Great, great. That's why what I said. You don't have to know, but it's your thinking on this, and you're right. So taking advantage of your answer, what do you think is the difference? What do you think, not what you know? Uh, is the difference then between an assistant and a semi-agent or an agent in, in general?
Agent is proxy of any system. Like he has all knowledge about the things like application, like bot
Mm-hmm.
in many application we see by default when we ask any question, so agent can reply like bot. Okay, and
Yeah.
assistance
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah. Go ahead.
and semi agent actually no idea about that. And
Yeah.
assistant assistant also means assist about the things what need to do. Means I think very minor difference between all of them, but
Mm-hmm.
not clearly I know the differences.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
But thank you for being so brave to say or to answer without knowing. But that's where that we're looking for here. So great. So anyone else can wants to complement what Ravi said, just answered. After that, I can give you some ideas of what is the big difference between them. But someone else, Ryan, for example, do you want to complement something? Do you agree with Ravi, or you want to say something different? Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, are you asking me? Yeah,
Yes.
this is Rakesh Chandavarma. I'm not sure that why my name is coming Rajan Srivastava.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I got link and then yeah, for your question, agent AI agent you are asking, right? Or sub agent?
Yeah, actually, I will take the first part of the answer coming from Ravi. The assistant is responsive. The assistant will assist you, like the name, answering whenever you ask something with a prompt. For example, ChatGPT, any LLM, Gemini, it's for the first time when you're just chatting with them and you are prompting, that LLM will answer you. And that's going to be an assistant in general, right? But you can also create your own assistant, right? Specialized in something different or particular, specific, and you can train that assistant to answer in some ways and with some specific knowledge that you can provide. Okay? But
yes,
that assistant will just answer you and will not act like autonomously if you don't give to that assistant, if you don't provide some, for example, triggers and some rules to act autonomously. So the big difference between an assistant, a semi-agent, and an agent is the way that that assistant act or answer anything autonomously. The semi-agent is like an is in between an assistant and an agent. The semi-agent, you can provide to the semi-agent some automation. That assistant from there will be able to do something automatically, but not autonomously. So what is the difference between automatically and autonomously? When you create an agent, that agent will act in your name. So that's a lot. So it's not just create an assistant, provide tools, provide knowledge, instructions. When you create an agent, you also will need to take care of the cybersecurity, because that will act, once again, autonomously. You need to take care of more than instructions. You will need to be more focused on restrictions, guardrails. Not only what to do, but what not to do. And also, you need to define the way that you are going to control that agent, right? So before to create any agent, it's important to understand how to create an assistant, then provide some automation to that assistant, and then you can train that assistant and provide feedback to that assistant to prepare that assistant as a semi-agent with automations to be ready to work autonomously. But you will need also define some governance to control and improve continuously that agent. But that agent will act, like I said, autonomously, right? So that is why it's so important to start first creating this kind of assistance. And on this session, we are going to teach you how to create in a very simple way those assistants, and we are going to let you know how to do it, including, for example, some automation. Well, and I'm going to show you why, not why. I'm going to show you how, like providing some actions but actions without coding, right? So by coding or using the API and from other tools, right? And after that, Oscar will, like Oscar says, he's gonna use those assistants. In his case, he's gonna use 𝗵s, the one that you can create using Gemini. I also will show you real quick the big difference between them. But I will start with OpenAI custom GPTs, so we can understand how to start, and also of course we will not be able to cover the agent side, but you know from the beginning what is the big difference between them. We can cover that in the future, right? In another sessions or courses. Okay, so let me show you real quick what you are going to find in my slides. First, just to remember, the prompt anatomy is the same structure that you are going to find when you create an assistant, a custom GPT. You need to define the context for that assistant, the role that assistant will take, the tone that you want to use to communicate with that assistant, and then the actions and the output. That's the part that you are going to interact. The format or the output you can also define, but typically the actions will be your interaction with that assistant, right? So here we call that, I used to call this my GPTs, but the real name is custom GPTs. You are going to find the structure for that, the architecture for that is when you use, for example, you can interact through a context window with the LLM, and the LLM will answer you. But if you, before to answer, if you provide, for example, your own data, because remember the meaning of the name GPT. GPT means generative pre-trained transformer. We have been talking about the model transformer, the transformer model in the first session. Now we know that the transformer model is the vectorial mathematics behind that. I have been talking about I ask you the question, what is the result or the solution of the equation king less man plus woman, and you answer queen. So that's just to remember what is the transformer model. So that's the T side of or part of the GPT name. So now we're going to focus on the P, which is pre-trained, because the LLM was trained with a lot of content, but probably not with our content, right? So with that in mind, we will need to provide our own knowledge to the LLM so we can improve our probabilities, right? So the LLM will use that information as a context, and is going to answer you something more accurate, right? And how we can make that happen with the concept of RAG, which is retrieved augmented generation. When you upload your own information, I'm going to show you how you can do that with directly in the context window when you're chatting with ChatGPT, or create an assistant. So that assistant can include permanently always using always that information as as the knowledge of that assistant, right? You can also use other tools like spot functions and codes, right? So that's that we're going to prepare. First, the first step is indicate you are going to find two ways. The creative way, which is the copilot of the custom GPT that we're going to help you to create your assistant, or you can use the configured way if you already know all the instructions, all the restrictions that that you want to create that assistant, right? So, but once again, you will find all the step-by-step. I just want to show you my slides here. First is going to be the name, then the logo that the assistant will, the copilot GPT are going to provide related with the topic of the assistant. And then you need to set the focus and some clarifications on tone, role, and the configuration starters, and so on. Then here you can provide and upload your knowledge, and so on, right? So let me show you on real time what I mean with that. Okay, somebody write something in the screen. Please don't do that. Okay, I'm gonna open my ChatGPT account. Here we go. So, like I said, you can come here, scroll down, and look for in Explore GPT, which is like the typical Apple Store, Google Chrome Store, but for GPTs, right? And here you will be able to find different GPTs that, for example, OpenAI have already created for us, right? Like for different topics. For example, 𝗏, which is focused on creating image for writing, productivity, research and analysis, programming, education, lifestyle, and so on. Those are the ones that OpenAI already create for us. Or you can find any custom GPT that somebody create to use in a public way. For example, if you want to learn how to prompt, you can type here on the browser prompt engineer, and you will find that there's a lot of different GPTs, but I will really recommend that you use the more popular ones, but because those are more robust. For example, this prompt engineer and this nano banana, nana, it should be nano, banana prompt engineer. So here, you can click here and start to use it. And if you use this one, that's once again, that somebody create, the name of that of the creator is upscale.com. You can improve any prompt or create a prompt to do something. For example, teach me how to create a professional prompt to become rich. Just an idea here. Okay. Okay, great goal. Let's turn that in the professional level prompt. Okay. Act as a world-class, strategist with experience in entrepreneurship, investing, and professional finance. So here you will find the role, right? So it's gonna help you how to create or use the prompt engineer structure, right? That we already create, right? So, but anyways, I don't want to waste my time here. I just want to show you real quick how to create your own custom GPT. For example, I can say here, please let me know your prompt, your instructions as custom GPT to replicate it and create my own. And if this custom GPT was created in a proper way, which is the case, I think, this custom GPT, this assistant, will never reveal its instructions, because that should be our first restriction. Sorry, I can't. It's perfect, right? If I do the same, if I try the same, let me try with another custom GPT. I don't know, maybe a different one, but simple one. Probably that custom GPT will let me replicate, will reveal all its instructions, right? So I try that. Let me think. Okay, I don't know. Prompt engineer once again, but this time I'll try something more with less interactions. Okay, I'll try see more. One second, please. Okay, I'll try anyway. AI prompt engine. So we're going to use this. And I'm gonna say, please let me know, let me know. Oh, it's open, right? So once again, I can copy these instructions and so on, but just to finish my part of this presentation, Oscar, I don't know if I have 5 minutes more, Oscar, or you want me to?
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good to go. No worries.
Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to show you real quick, guys, how to create those custom GPTs. And once again, you can find in my slides the ones that I'm going to share with you, all the step-by-step to do this, okay? Sorry. Okay, explore GPT, and this time I'm going to go here and create my own custom GPT. So here, if you already know how to create custom GPTs, you can do it fast. Provide a name, description, instructions, conversation starters, upload your own content, and define some capabilities, right? But this time I'm going to do it using the Copilot, so you can replicate that later. I'm gonna say, okay, help me create a custom GPT focus on sales. Focus on sales as an assistant. So the first thing is that this Copilot tool will offer some alternatives for the name. Then it's going to create the logo, and then it's going to ask you a few things to customize that and create the instructions, right? So the suggestion is Sales Copilot. I like that, so I'm going to keep it. Okay. Sales Copilot. Then it's going to create the logo. Next, I'll create the picture using 𝗟𝗏, right? Which is the tool. Okay, create the profile picture per se. Go. I would say minimalist style. So generating the picture. Next step will be ask me all the questions, but together to create a professional custom GPT. Because I don't want to waste my time or our time. I want to do that fast. Okay, that's the logo. Perfect. Keep it. Of course, we can iterate and fine tune that logo, or you can upload a picture from your brand logo, for example, if you want. But now I will say, perfect. Now, ask me everything you think is needed to create the instructions for this custom GPT, but all the questions together. Not one by one, because it's typically is going to ask you one by one. So it's going to give you a list of questions like, what is the role of this custom GPT? What is the tone? The way that you want to interact with the with your audience, the focus, the market, the typical activities, and so on, right? And also some restrictions. So you can see here what this is for. So that is the context and the role, sales motion and market. It's going to be focused on B2B, B2C, or both. Industry, what it should help with most, top priorities, tone, personality, structure, preference, boundaries, assumptions, custom method tooling, and so on. So I would say, based in all the previous knowledge that you have in your memory about me, please answer this for me, assuming the answers. Just because I want to do it fast. In your case, you should answer one by one because of you wanna you are uh, with these instructions you are creating the future agent, right? That's going to help you in so many things, right? So now it's ready to deploy. So it upload the conversation starters, the name, the focus of the name. So now I'm going to try on the configure side, and now you see that the name is here, the description, you can edit this. The instructions are here, conversation starters, and so on. And the knowledge, you can upload your own knowledge, and so on. I'm not going to do that now because I don't want to take so much time of Oscar. I know that Oscar has a lot of content to share. So now it's almost ready. The only thing that you need to provide is your, like I said, the RAG, retrieving augmented generation, your own knowledge here. And that's the way that this is going to use that information coming from you. And the final part that I want to just mention is that if you want to provide automation to this GPT, and this is something that we can talk in another time, right? Here is the where, is the place. Create new action. You can use your own schema using OpenAI schema, or you can import some schema from others. For example, I typically prefer to import Zapier schema, right? Zapier is a tool focused on actions. It has almost 8,000 different actions. And after that, you need to also provide some special rules to use that actions and set that actions. But after that, you will be able to provide automation to your custom GPT. So finally, here you can test or just create this, and you can use only for yourself, or share with your company if you have a team account like me, or public this one with the link, sharing the link with people that you want to share, or put it in the GPT store. And for that, you will need to define ethic policy, right? So at this moment, I'm just going to use it for me because I didn't test that agent. It's important. Remember, this is the AI is a powerful tool. So before to use and deploy it, you need to test the GPT. So now you will see that you will be able to use these GPTs, Sales Copilot GPT, and I can start to use, for example, using draft a cold email for my mid-market SaaS buyer. Okay, or you can prompt directly to this GPT and start to use it in a customized way. And this GPT will remember always everything that you have been teaching. Okay, so I don't know, Oscar. I'm ready to give you the next part of the class, so you can continue.
Yeah, amazing, and thank you so much, Rodrigo. So yeah, I'm gonna get started on my slides right now. Let me share my screen quickly right here. Let me see. I'm gonna share my screen, and so yeah, so this is gonna be building off of what Rodrigo talked about, basically moving from that space where we were talking about the building of GBTs, but now we're going to be using it for the specific use case of enhancing personal or org brand, utilizing gems instead of GBTs, but as we stated, it's the same framework. So basically, in terms of the specific use case today, the live demo or assignment is going to be building a gem from one PDF, which is a resume that's going to be my own, that can repeatedly generate branded thought pieces. In terms of what a gem is, it's basically the same as a GPT, but you can view it as a mini agent or semi-agent. You can run any time to produce consistent outputs that are bounded in the foundation of your own personal brand. So, starting off, similar to GPTs, just want to quickly divulge what a gem is in plain terms. So, gem is a reusable semi-agent. You can run any time to produce consistent outputs. As Rodrigo was showing with his functionality when he was asking that question about the instructions, as no, I can't answer that. So we'll be able to implement guardrails that have that consistency in answering. Why does it matter? It turns that knowledge you may have internally within your org into a repeatable asset in terms of output for this specific use case. As I said, is going to be for enhancing your own personal brand. Why it's simple to set up the gem once in terms of name, instructions, and a few knowledge files. Then you run the same workflow without having to think about your prompting again. In terms of a metaphor in the non-technical sense, a gem is your recipe card and prep station when it comes to cooking. It's the same ingredients, same steps, same plating every time. It's just who's ever operating that station and that recipe card, right? In terms of how this reinforces the overall concept of the lesson today, today's assignment is building a gem from that resume that can repeatedly generate branded thought piece, which means that you'll be able to repeatedly generate consistent brand artifacts that have that brand safety implemented through guardrails internally within that semi-agent. So how does this help in terms of independent brand use as well? It does the same thing as with the org. Individuals can publish their content in their own voice, similar to the whole concept of the tribal knowledge we were talking about here in terms of an org, without guessing what to say next. So, in terms of key takeaway, gem systems gems are systems you can run, not purely just a conversational chatbot. And this is exactly why they can scale across any sector, because it's repeatable process with the same output. So what is a gem versus a prompt? One-time prompt, for instance, cook something, is improvised, disposable, and it has inconsistent results. A gem, on the other hand, or lean agent, etc., it will have a specified structure when it comes to whatever input the user gives. So, for instance, when you say cook something, it will translate that as cook this dish with a checklist and plating rules that we have internally within the agent. What the demo shows, the difference between a time prompt and a gem that behaves the same way every run. Why it matters: fewer mistakes and faster output because the process is standardized, not improvised. And why is it simple? A gem remembers the workflow and constraints, so you don't have to restate them every time. So what makes a gem reliable? Hard rules, so having those consistent guardrails. Steps 1 through 9 in terms of, hey, let's have a fixed workflow sequence outside of just those guardrails when it comes to interaction with this gem. And output format, having a structured output that is consistent. So in terms of how this is shown in the demo today, we'll see a gem have consistent output because of the rules we're going to develop in terms of guardrails. for a workflow we're going to develop, and that's where those guardrails are going to be built around, and a structured format for outputs. Why does this matter? Consistency equals trust. So this means that when you hand off this gem to someone else who may not know exactly how to utilize it, you're going to be ensuring that you're having that high quality output each time. Why is this simple? Guardrails are just text and logic concepts when it comes to the guardrail side, when it comes to setting up the gem. In terms of metaphor, reliability comes from having that recipe. So that's what we're going to be building out today. And in terms of independent use, guardrails protect your brand identity and in individual steps. So you can stop sounding as if you're having different concepts each time and have one singular throughput in terms of brand identity. So the knowledge files concept, why gems don't drift. What the demo is going to show today is that we're going to produce some knowledge files as a reference library that will inform every response this gem gives. This is important because this prevents those made up brand rules or hallucinations, since there's always going to be need for citation when it comes to answering. Why is this simple? It's a small kit of files that will be created by the prompt that I'm going to show, so you don't have to create those files yourself that will go into the gem. So why do gems matter in any use case? This is basically reiterating the same thing I was talking about earlier. It's just the consistency when it comes to outputs, the ease of use when it comes to internal enablement with those guardrails for that human error when it comes to interaction with the gem. And it also offhands low-level tasks to the gem, so you don't have to have that sacrifice when it comes to tickets with low-level, for instance, HR admin tasks. So the gem we're building today is going to be for a use case more specific to you guys, independent brands. We're going to build a gem that reads one, that has a resume as its internal knowledge base. And through that, it's going to create a thought piece generator, which I'll explain throughout these slides. Why does this matter? It converts career history into, let's see, there's a chat here. Yes, so it converts career history into a content engine that consistently communicates expertise and credibility. Why it's simple: one input PDF plus a short prompt sequence produces the full setup. In terms of metaphor, the resume is that signature ingredient, and the gem is the recipe plus press station that turns it into a weekly menu. We're going to build functionality about how to use that PDF, so it's not just only uploading the PDF, but the central resource is going to be that when it comes to building out the functionality to build out these thought pieces. So the 5-layer engine inside the resume gem. So how is this built out? So what we're going to do throughout these prompts to build this gem is we're going to look at the resume and we're going to pull out the highest level signals in terms of brand identity. Around that, we're going to build a brand. From that, we'll create a target audience. Then we'll think about, hey, how do we create thought pieces for that audience in a way that they're most receptive? And then we'll have that consistent pattern for generation. So what is that demo showing? We'll think about it as the resume is the full list of ingredients, but without a recipe. Then with that brand, we're going to be setting up that recipe initial identity. So how we're going to brand that output of the food and position that to then best serve our audience. So for instance, if our audience, we had that list of ingredients, some of those foods were spicy, then we'd probably, in our audience like spicy food, we could say in terms of branding, this is something that people who like spicy food will like. And then you serve it to that audience. and then you, based on how that reception goes, or just based on the data you can pull from that resume, it will think of a repeatable system to deliver that spicy food to the audience, because we know the audience likes that spicy food. And then from there, it will create a repeatable system. So we'll push forward here. So what's the script on so this was kind of the LLM side. What does it mean on the operator side? So someone who's using the gem. So what must be provided to start, number sequence, what's the steps to complete the process of developing that thought piece, and what does the outputs look like, etc., and how do we do QA? So in terms of the demo, answering those questions that I just outlined, the gem contains a fixed script in terms of required inputs, steps to run, and exact output formats. Why does this matter? This turns expert workflow into a repeatable process. Why it's simple. You follow number steps and paste outputs forward. So even in terms if you don't have prompts, though, when it comes to interaction with this gem, it will still guide you. It's the order taken online, and so this is just basically repeating this, but basically in terms of what's the required inputs is just you saying, hey, start the process. Once we get to that gem side, then it has all those steps to run preloaded, so it'll just guide the user to continue down that process of creating that thought piece. Then it will have an exact output format, as we were talking about beforehand, to make that consistency when it comes to high quality thought pieces. And then in terms of QA, it will have citations when it comes to reasoning why for whatever thought piece is being developed. So why the gem starts with a category menu. So when you're building out here, there's going to be a couple categories when it comes to building out these thought pieces. So as I said, even if you don't know how to interact with this gem, it will walk you through a decision tree and do research online to make the best possible thought pieces for your specific demo. So for instance, let's take category 1, category 2, category 3, category 4, right? So with category 1, it usually asks what sector you want your thought piece to be on within a couple options that will best speak to your target demo. Then from that, it will give you a series of stories about the most prevalent story in that specified category. Then you'll choose the story that resonates most with you. And then finally, what it does is it takes whatever story you choose and modifies the language of how it will output that thought piece to best fit whatever subsection of your target demo would be most receptive to said thought piece. So this does the same thing, just explaining how the backend works in terms of that selection. So as I said, you'll choose the topic, then it will generate 20 potential stories. Then I have this algorithm in the background that's running that it scores each of those stories based on weighting that I preset in terms of virality and specifics to your brand that will be built out on those prompts to create the gem. Then it returns the top 5 stories from which you select. Then the verbiage or the framing is decided based on what target demo will be most receptive to that story. And so this is just stating here to be on the lookout for the structure from which the data is not the data, but the process is going to be output. And so this is now going to quickly outline what the process of the demo is going to be today. So as I said, I'm going to upload a resume. I'm just going to use my own. It's going to extract from that my strengths, the themes that it sees across my brand identity, and voice cues, etc., to build a brand identity there. From that, it's going to build out some artifacts, so brand pillars, credibility stack, how my voice should sound when it comes to my posting, and a one-line identity statement that's going to build into those files that we're going to use to build that GBT. And then from those pillars, etc., right, it's going to see what my audiences are potentially for target demos. So say audience 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., which will be important to that mapping stage when we start developing those thought pieces where I was talking about that whole category concept, right, where choose the upper quartile method. Then you choose your favorite story from the ones it outlines from the specified topic. That once you choose that, it will map whatever story you chose to the framing that would be the most receptive to the audience subsection that has the highest likelihood to look at your thought piece. And the reasoning behind this is that when things are marketed to a niche, that usually improves the virality or perception of that output. So here we go again with the demo step 4. So as I explained, hey, what are we doing? We take the resume, we build the brand identity from that resume. What do we do once we build that brand identity? We try to figure out what the target demos are there. What do we do once we figure out what the target demos are there? We try to figure out how we can apply all that information to a repeatable process. In this case, it's going to be building that thought piece system or thought system. So in terms of this, it's basically explaining the same process I've been repeating this whole time. Except here it's going a little bit more technical in terms of that we're going to have certain way in which all the information is structured on the backside. That's why there's some files that are going to be outputted as well, just to make stuff move a little bit faster and make sure there's a higher level of governance there. But that's that basic side there, which won't have to be, you don't have to worry too much about since the prompts will create those files for you, or the prompt series I'm going to show will create those files for you. And then demo step 5. So basically, as I said, create the brand, create the target demos, create the system. Now, how do we translate that system into something that we can build a gem out of, right? So it's going to build that file system that I was talking about on that previous slide. It's going to build a higher level instruction explaining when to run whatever function or file throughout the process of generating that thought piece. It's going to create a description for the gem and the name. And then finally, this is just explaining the files that come out of this, right? So we're going to have a brand profile.md. These are all basically analogous to .txt files. So just basic info that it can draw fast, because if you use PDFs, the model takes a little bit longer than if you're using a .txt or .md file. So that's the only reason why. But this also has some schemas in terms of how to output or translate all this information. There are some JSON formats, if you saw here, just in terms of like the thought system MDs that are inside those files, but that's not too important to know about. But I'll make sure to upload those as well in case you guys want to take a look, and they will also be generated through the prompt series I'm going to give you guys. So what happens after this? We paste, upload the kit, and we have the gem. Then I'll showcase creating a first thought piece. So let's get started here in the interest of time. So I have everything ready on the side here. So let me just pull here. So what's the first prompt? And I'm gonna share this with you guys just so you have this. Um, it's just a series of prompts that I'm using for today's workshop. In case you guys wanna utilize this for for future use. Just pasting that in there. So yeah, starting with the first prompt in that series, and I have my profile, it's my resume loaded here, saying you are resume to gem builder. Read the attached resume PDF. Strength first only. Do not include or repeat any personal contact info, etc. Extract the brand signals strictly grounded in the resume. So we're going to extract those signals. So what industries do I touch upon? What functions? What functions am I building my outputs around? What outcomes are those functions having? My authority proof. What voice should I have, depending on all that? Topics that I own. What's stuff that's unknown and not stated that, if known, would give more info to developing the identity. And the final output just says that resume signals JSON, just for easy analysis when we transfer over. So I'm going to quickly do this. I'm just going to do a light run of thinking mode here. Okay, so it's making that output. It has the evidence per output, so that way we know that if we want to do that QA, right, we can take a look at the PDF or your resume and say, hey, is this actually true? Because it's pointing to evidence. So you can say, hey, this is not true, or this is true. So we're just continuing on here. It's just building out those topics. This is the lean form of that, just with as a JSON file. So we have some categories here, so signals, authority proof, etc. Right. So now from here, what we're going to do, I'm going to copy this really quickly. So as you know from that previous output, we now have resume signals JSON from prompt one, right? So that's what this is. Using only that, define this person's personal brand in plain English, strength first only, etc. Right? So this is just building out the following files we're going to need for this gem output. So I'm just going to create the brand profile JSON file that we're going to output now, that's being constructed from this signals output. So that's going to be being built out here. Rodrigo?
Oscar, this is something that we never discussed in, we have been working a lot, but
Yeah.
seeing this, so just to talk about this, why choose a JSON prompt? I have my own opinion, but what is yours? Why are you using JSON?
Yeah, so there's the concept of like so person facing and like machine like facing, right? And so usually when I've tested this out across like GPTs, projects,
Yeah.
etc., right?
Mhm. Me too.
When I use like for instance a .md or .json, etc., right? And I build those structures in a way that's more programmatical,
Yep.
the guardrails, the functionality, etc., tends to run more smoothly than when I used to do it
Yep.
in a more just uh language based way. And
Sure.
so because of that, I've kind of transferred to, instead of viewing each project as a project, right? It's I see it more as like a file system in terms of something
Yeah.
like programmatical. Yeah.
So but at the end of the day, in your own experience, it's more accurate, right?
Yeah.
yeah, it's my same case. I have my own theory. I want to hear first Pravat, and then I launch my own.
I
Pravat, do
got
you
a
have?
small question that
Oh,
had,
you have a question. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. This
Uh,
is Pravat, but it's related with the same topic that I
yes.
just.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay.
not exactly on that one, but in general for the GPT that Oscar is showing, and uh, I've also built a lot of GPT, and sometimes I wonder if the GPTs work the same if I port them into Google environment, or should there be some thoughts around it? Is that something which Oscar has tried, moving some of the GPTs onto Gemini gems?
Yeah, they function exactly the same. They have the same setup pretty much too. It's just those instructions and the files, and the only differentiation really there that I've seen, I'm not sure 100%. Yeah, they don't have here. So the only
Yeah,
separation that I see is that actions thing, so GPT actions.
yeah.
Um
Oscar, can you show the gems? Yeah. I can complement also. I see two main difference between the both two. The first, and which is very important at the end of the day, is the actions, like Oscar just said. And I can show you later what I mean with that. I already show you real quick, but if we have 5 minutes at the end of the session, I can show you how it works, right? Why it's important, right? And the other one, Oscar, you can also complement what I'm saying here, is that the Copilot tool, the creative, I show you using GPTs two ways to do it. The creative, so the OpenAI will help you to create your custom GPT, right? Your assistant. In this case, you need to know how to do it. But anyways, you can open a Gemini context window and say, I want to create this assistant. Please ask me or help me to do that with, and provide all the the instructions that I need to create. Oscar is opening. I don't know if you're opening Atlas, OpenAI Atlas or anti-gravity, Oscar. So if you use anti-gravity, that could be always your copilot, right? Using Google or any other browser. But you need to download that extra tool to use it, right?
Yeah.
In the case of Atlas, it only works with Mac, Apple. So if you use Microsoft, you can't use Atlas. I don't know if you want to complement what I said, Oscar.
No, yeah, that's I'm definitely aligned with everything there, and yeah, and that's a great point. So if you ever want, so what I'm using right now, right, is Atlas, and as Rodrigo was saying, that's only available for Mac. But if you guys download Google Anti-Gravity, they have a browser implementation where you can get an extension where you can access anti-gravity from the browser, and I've had it do stuff for me on the browser as well, in terms of beta testing my own personal site, which I redeployed, completely built out with anti-gravity. I'm still polishing it a little bit there, but yeah, that's completely true. I do think having a co-pilot when it comes to prompting like this is really useful. You can use stuff like Comet as well, which I know is friendly for Microsoft, etc. So yeah, definitely aligned for sure.
Great. And I want to complement your answer to my questions in terms of the JSON. Why is more accurate? In theory, what I think is that we think that we are talking in natural language. We are doing that, right? We are talking in natural language with the LLM. But the LLM, remember, is the machine, is transforming our language into numbers, into vectors. And at the end of the day, it's going to transform that in code, right? So the more natural language for the AI will be code, right? So with that, you have a let's say less noise in the conversation, right? So, and you can also, there are so many examples of that. For example, if you use Codex, or if you use I don't know, DALL-E, and you want to create an image using natural language in your contact screen, probably you will fight with the AI to get the accurate result. But if you do it using JSON, that's going to be completely different, because then also, like you said, Oscar, you will control in a better way the amount of, let's say, error or hallucination or creativity that you are allowing you are let the AI create at the end of the day, right? But that's with JSON, or not even JSON, any language code. JSON is one of the most, and also, just to finalize this comment, one of the strategies, the advanced reasoning strategies for prompting, you have set change of thought, react, multiple agents, and so on. One is speak in JSON. So yeah, that's that I wanted to say, because I like I said, this is something that we never talked before like this, Oscar. But I'm glad that we agreed with the same topic. Okay.
Shall we have a picture moment in let's say 2 minutes from now?
No.
Sorry, Oscar. Shall we have a picture moment in 2 minutes from now? Then we give 2 minutes to others to prep a bit, and you give a pause after 2 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, sounds amazing. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, so, and yeah, no, thank you so much for that, Rodrigo, as well. I think it's good to highlight the reasoning behind the structure as well too, to give that that added reasoning, so it exemplifies why that structure helps out in terms of output. And so yeah, as I was saying here, we ended off on the brand profile JSON, right? So now what we're going to do is from that, so as I was saying before, it's kind of building off each component, using that original resume to build out all these components, right? So now what we're going to do is build out the target demos, right? So right now, it's building the target demos off of that brand profile, right? So business and operation leaders, product and engineering leaders. This is for my profile, and this all seems right in terms of its assumption of what target demo would be best fit for me. So that's what it's stating here. And just to make sure we get to that file system creation, right? So I can show you guys that gem. I know should be moving to photo in a second here. I'm just going to copy this. All this is going to do is that off of that target demos that was created, it's going to create a system for building out those thought pieces. So what's the core thesis, core tensions, idea vectors, hook bank, proof bank, etc. So that's the whole schema that it's going to create in order to create repeatable thought pieces. So it's now outputting that. Okay. And then lastly, we're about to get into this side. So let me just quickly grab this. And yeah, whenever you guys are ready, we can do the photo.
Perfect. Everyone, can you please turn on your camera? Good.
Thank you, Tushar.
Is it possible to stop the screen sharing so most of the people can capture?
Yeah.
Nice. Abhi, Ranjan, Aditya, Sajia, can you also turn on? Nitish?
Yes.
Perfect. Good. I've got a few. I still don't have everyone, but at least as many turn on. So let's, okay, the last ones, such as, Avi, can you come back again?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and Sajia, Kasif. Perfect. Nice. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Good. Thank you very much. Over to you, Oscar.
Awesome, awesome. So I'll share this back here. So yeah, we've created now the target demo, right? We've created this top piece system. Now we're gonna build the final full system across everything to create the name, gem description, and gem instructions. So I'm gonna hit enter here. Okay. And then finally, what I'm going to do is paste, get all of the files that I just created into a zip file. Let's see. Okay. When this is done, I will create all those files that will be utilized for that gem that we're about to build out. So first I'm gonna copy the name. So proof first carousel. And then I'm going to grab the description, which is create basically those thought pieces based on my resume. And now I'm going to copy the instruction set based on the structure we built out. Hopefully this is being a little bit annoying here, so I'm just going to copy the whole thing, paste that over. Okay. Sorry about this. Here we go. So now that is created. It's now building out that zip file. Um, and once that zip file is built out, I'm just going to add that knowledge base. So let me just quickly move this like this.
Which is going to be the rack at the end of the day, right?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
augmented generation, your own knowledge, and you can create that knowledge. Right? This is what we're doing here.
And then quickly here, I have that zip file that I just downloaded. Pretty sure this is it. Yeah, here we go. Okay,
Can you do you have to extract those files, or you can upload the zip?
I think you have to extract it. That's what I'm doing right now. It just makes it easier because then it doesn't have to unzip each time. And then let me just do, yeah, here I have all the files. Okay.
I need to make a clarifications in terms of actions, right? For the gems, you can create like a kind of actions, but in the Google environment, in the Google Suite environment, right? You can use your Google Drive, you can use other Google tools, but you can't connect your gem with outside. I mean, through APIs with Zapier, with any other tooling, OpenAI or whatever.
Yeah. That is very true. I know, especially with Google Suite, there's been a lot of stuff that's opened up there. And yeah, so just so you guys know, as I was saying, I'm just gonna run through a quick test here. So I literally said test, not forcing it to do anything, and it's already asking for those categories based on the categories that will do best for my target demos. So AI in education, community building in AI, stripping practical AI at work, safety and verification when it comes to AI. So let's just do AI in education since we're doing something educational right now. So it's going to look online for the top stories. So create 8 to 20 story ideas based on that, right? So it's building that out right now. I see someone else is joining too. And so here, as we see, created that series of stories. It's weighting each of those stories, right? And so the one artifact rule is the best one, it's saying. So let's just do that.
Can I
Yep.
say something here? Can you scroll up a little
Yep.
bit? Yeah. When you say A1, A2, it's like A/B test, right? That's the typical test that in marketing people, when you create something, you want to have two versions and then analyze which one is the better. But for that, you need to define the KPIs to decide which one is the best for the audience and the target and the purpose of your post. So in this case, you're naming this A1, A2, but it's and this is a comment and also a question, Oscar. Is the same like the A/B testing, right? Or not?
Yeah, so I'll explain. So basically each story gets three weights. So one is how useful is the story, how credible is the story, and what potential does it have to go viral.
Oh,
Um, and then
okay.
yeah, and then basically based on each of those weights that are all equal besides virality, right, which is at a 0.3, um, it will give a total score per story. And then once it's created those options, it will choose the top ones for me to choose from. So the top four based on that weighting. And then I just chose the top one. And how does it do that grading, right, for each of these categories? So when we were
Yeah.
doing that, building that files and everything, right, one of the things is that it has a way to grade for each of these categories to basically make sure that it stays creating real numbers when it comes to each of these categories. So yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So now I understand that the A1, A2, and the variables that you define are the KPIs, and the A, B is between 1 and 20 alternatives, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the typical in marketing, once again, when you create some content, one of the typical tests that people do is the A/B test, right? But with the AI, you don't have to, you know, restrict yourself with only two options. You can do it in 20 and define a list, and define the KPIs, and the AI will help you to decide which one is the best. This is very, very important. And let me highlight this, Oscar,
Yep.
because in this case, as an assistant, and that was my first question, right? This is a perfect example applying the difference between assistant, semi-agent, and agent. This is an assistant, and Oscar are choosing the best alternative, but with the help of the assistant, right? It's like a human augmented. But with this kind of KPIs, for example, you can provide that instructions and teach your assistant which one is the best option for you as a human. That assistant will learn, and then you can provide those rules so the assistant can take those decisions in the future autonomously, and that's going to be an agent by the end of the way. But before that, you need to define the guardrails, the KPIs, the governance, and of course the cybersecurity behind this, because the more data, the more automation, the more autonomy, uh, um, uh, uh, um, automation and autonomy, yeah, more danger, right? So yeah, I just wanted to say that. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, no, that's very much true. And like you're saying, you can use a system like this to scaffold onto something that's autonomous for sure, since it's highly repeatable, as you were talking about. And so yeah, so basically now it's asking me which target demo do I want to match the story I chose to from my top target demos, and I'm just gonna say you choose the best one based on the story I chose. And it should, in theory, do that unless it's really tight with the guardrails and says no, I have to choose. But yeah, no, it is choosing for me. So
Yeah, in this case, one of your first guardrail is a human in the loop, right?
yeah,
So you are deciding here, but anyways, you can also teach the AI to decide for you, and you can be the final uh, boundary or guardrail to define the final result, the final
yeah.
final.
And then with something like this, right? It's supposed to create images, but you can even just copy and paste this into something like Gamma. But if you see here, it says this is the build for the story based on pitching to educators and workforce upskilling program owners, right? So it says if they aren't building, they aren't learning, why passive courses aren't as good with teaching AI. So passive consumption kills confidence. The idea is that people need to actually implement, right? And so this is basically the concept behind this thought piece. and it builds out that caption as well, geared towards that audience. So now I'll say create the slides as images now with the text associated for each you stated. Okay, and now we'll use Nano Banana Pro to do that. Like I said, for some reason it doesn't come out as intended. A good alternative is Gamma, but I think it should do a pretty good job. I aimed most of the functionality around the files to getting to that slide side. I didn't really implement the image side as much. But here we go. Yeah, so this is it didn't do one by one, which is a necessity, but you can see the thought piece here. So if they aren't building, they aren't learning. Shows that diagram here. Passive consumption kills confidence. You can see here. Structure drives competition. You can see here the artifact method. Turn your curriculum into a build log. So you can see the full thought piece there. And yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of the demo. It's basically just showing from PDF to output. Just to make this better, I'm gonna say I want each of those slides as one at a time outputs. So we can get those individualized slides, but that's pretty much it. Unless there's any questions, happy to answer. Thank you guys so much for your time. Unless there's any other questions.
Oscar, can I ask you something?
Yeah, no worries.
And this is this is something that we didn't prepare, but let's try. And if we make mistakes, we can learn, right?
Yeah.
Can you test this gem to create a post, like for example, using the picture that the AI4All team just took, maybe, or not? This gem is not for that.
In theory it could, and also here's slide by slide, just so you guys can see that it can in fact prepare it in that way. But what I'm going to do here is, yeah, we can attempt that. I'm not sure what it would do because it's meant for thought pieces,
Yep.
but I can see what it would do just for testing.
Mhm.
I'll say I want to create a post about me teaching with AI for all. Can you create a caption and slides to go alongside the lesson that I have attached and the lessons that I have attached, and then what I can do an image. And what I can do here, in theory, if I wanted to try and do that right, is go here. I'll see view source prompt. I'm going to copy all of this. I'm going to go back to Gemini. I'm going to paste this, save this as a text file, and I'll just call this C2. And let me just grab this really quickly. It's under classes. Here's C2. And now we're going to grab C1 as well. Just give me 1 second here. Let's see. Just give me 1 second, everyone. I think it is this. This was our previous class, if I'm pretty sure. Yes. I'm going to just say view source prompt. I'm going to do the same process here, which is a new file. Call this seats 1, and then I'm going to bring C1 here, and now it will have the context of what the two classes were. I'm hoping it will create slides like this explaining the class alongside the image. So let's see what it does here. So I'll say I want slides with images like you made explaining the course at a super high level and thanking AIforAll for the opportunity. Okay, let's test this out here. In theory, it might not be able to do it because of the guardrails it has set in, but it might be able to since it's so out of scope that there's may not be guardrails placed on creating a post that's outside of thought pieces. Okay. Yeah, I created 6 slides. And so then what I'll say is make the images for the 6 slides. Let's see, there's a chat. Can you prepare the same lecture for different categories of students such as yeah, of course. It would take only I'd say 30 minutes to change the curriculum for this class. Since I have a basically the same way there's a gem for this, I have a gem for when it comes to teaching to rework the slides I made for any learning level. So definitely could do that. Yes, so now it's a little bit closer here, but I'm gonna say let's do it one at a time. Those slides one at a time and follow more closely that 2D image style from your branding. Okay. Okay. Hopefully, in theory, this should work, but it will create one of those slides per image generation that we can put alongside this image that we all took together as an example. So let me just go to the bottom here. Let's see, create the images one at a time now, starting with the first slide. I think there was a issue in generation. As I said, this is a little bit outside of scope, so there is probably going to be a couple hallucinations here and there. But hopefully it is able to do this. Okay. Nice. At least from what it's describing. Yeah, this is perfect. This is exactly. Yeah, what I was thinking here. And I'll say continue. I think the problem was having it create too many slides at the same time. So now I'm gonna build out those slides. And make sure I'm gonna do something here. I'll make the post using what we created right now. So if you guys want to add me on LinkedIn, feel free to do so. And just message me AFA and I'll make sure to tag you guys in the post.
I was thinking on that.
Yeah.
Saving time to you because I know that you're going to post something.
Create the image now. For the second image, I think it's doing that thing where it's for the image in the slides. Okay, yeah, so I'm just gonna keep on building this out, but as I said, feel free to add me on LinkedIn. Just message me AFA. I'll make sure to tag you guys in the post that I'm generating right now as this example. Let me just make sure it's doing the correct thing here. Yeah, cool. So this is it's back into scope. Should be pretty much situated here. As I was saying, here's an example. This looks also really, really good. So now I'm going to say create the subsequent slide. And this is going to build out now. Okay, so yeah. I'll say make
A question, Oscar. This experience with Pro Gemini Pro, I see. So this is the AI Pro you are making use of.
Yeah. So I heard from Oscar Garcia when I was doing my I did a live session on Nano Banana Pro that apparently if you use Gemini and you say to ask to make an image, most of the time it will actually refer to making images with Nano Banana Pro. So if you guys want to utilize this, just use Gemini and you can turn on Nano Banana and it will most likely refer to that version.
And the question was also that the quality of image changes depending upon which subscription you are in.
Yeah, it does. Dependent on yeah, I would say it does. If you have um the normal subscription, I'm guessing you won't always output in Nano Banana Pro. You can also do the same system with GPTs because then that always has the same image quality, but the only thing is that the user wouldn't be able to create it if it's on the free plan, right? But with this one, you still can have that image generation. It's just there's a chance that it may not utilize the Pro, but usually it utilizes at least just Nano Banana that can handle this amount of text really well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then here we go. Yeah, so on my side, that should be the full demo here. If there's any other questions, you guys can feel free to ask. But or if you guys have any other add-ons you want to make as well, that's good. But for my side, as I was saying, it should be situated.
Yeah, let's have a look at chat and if there are any questions.
Cool.
I see one from Noor. Can you prepare the same lecture for different category of students, such as extraordinary, average, and below average?
Yeah. So I think I was saying about this earlier that yeah, I can switch the content of any of either the first or the second lesson that I've done. I can repurpose for any target demo pretty easily since I have similar to this gem, right? I have projects on ChatGPT that allow me to switch the pace or the learning for whatever specified demo I'm going to be teaching to. Yeah, that definitely be possible.
Any other question? Anyone?
I have a bonus track if if I can show something cool.
Yeah, sure.
Just try to create a short video from that image right?
Mm.
Using the flow tool coming from Google Labs, using DL3. Can I do something like that?
Yes, we do have 10 minutes more, Rodrigo. All yours.
Okay, great. So what I'm going to do here, let me share my screen. Okay, so one of the if you want to create some content, one of the coolest tools to create content in terms of videos, image, video, and so on, because Oscar already mentioned Nano Banana, right? And that tool is a Google Suite tool. Also, there are some others coming from Google, for example, like the one that I just mentioned, which is, if you type here labs.google.fx, you will find 4 tools. Let me open. Okay, once I'm gonna share that tool here in our Zoom chat. Whisk is to create image from other image really quick. And when I use that tool, when I want to create a prompt describing that tool. This is not something that I'm going to do now because I want to concentrate on this second, which is flow. The others are for image creation and music creation. You can find and play with those tools also. But the one that I want to show you real quick, because I want to take only no more than 5 minutes, and I have 3 minutes left, is this one. You can come here to flow, and you have different ways to create these videos. You can create a video from a text, from an image, match one image with another image, or for example, these ingredients is the typical tool that use somebody to brand, to create branding, right? Because it's difficult to try to create something new, a new image, including your brand. Your brand typically is going to be, you know, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be with hallucinations. So this is something that you don't want with your brand. So that the tool to use to do that is ingredients to video, right? Or you can create an image, a new image. The one that we're going to use now is the image to video. And I hope that this can work. Let me try to find where was I writing my, okay. I'm going to ask Gemini. I will say Gemini here, or I can do it with ChatGPT, any LLM, right? I'm going to use a new chat. Okay, using my Gemini account. Oh, I don't know why I can do that. Okay, I tried with another that I have here open. So I'm gonna say, okay. I'm gonna say create a professional prompt to generate a video from an image using VL3 with the flow tool from labs to transform the participants of the image that we just create.
A question.
Sure.
So, when to use VO, when to use lab flow?
Yeah. That's a very good question. You can create image or videos directly from here using Gemini, but I will prefer to use Flow because you have this tooling here, ingredients, more advanced tools, and also you can create with this scene, generate scene, right, and copy and paste different short videos, and you can create a movie if you want, right? So this is the tool to use that. It's like for more professional marketing content creation, right?
Can we go longer with this one, Rodrigo? Let's say in one go, how long video can we create here in Flow?
I don't remember. It is like 5 seconds or 8 seconds.
And then we can connect many 8-second videos in one go with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I asked ChatGPT, Gemini, and it say no, I can't because I have so many words. So that's another reason why I prefer ChatGPT. Okay, so I'm gonna use this one. Okay, and the flow is here. Okay, I'm gonna paste the prompt. The image is the one that we just took, and I hope that this can work. And it's gonna take like less than 1 minute to create that image, probably. But the good thing is that you can also not only create a video, but also you can create audio video, right? Sometimes the VO2 was only focused on create the image video but without any audio, right? But now the new version, VO 3.1, you can add some your own speech by the end of the day, right? It's gonna take like a couple of seconds more. I'm gonna show you in the meantime. I'm gonna show you some previous image that I already create. This is in Spanish. Sorry for that, but this was the image that I have, and this is a real one. Okay, this is it's not fake. This is a typical. We call this guy in Spanish is empresario, which is a match between an entrepreneur and a dinosaur, right? So I create this.
Entonces, cerramos el negocio con 𝗏𝗏. Por supuesto.
Oh, it's not showing anything. Okay, sorry.
Con 𝗏𝗏. Por supuesto, y por fin me sacaré este traje de empresario para volverme un robot completamente tecnológico y llevar a mi empresa a otro nivel. Entonces, cerramos el negocio con 𝗏𝗏. Por supuesto, y por fin me sacaré este traje de empresario.
Okay, so I don't know if you can see that.
You got a friend.
Okay, I think it's done. Let me test.
Oh, wow.
Okay, of course we can fine tune the final resource because I asked it to speak to the video with somebody saying that we are human augmented cyborgs and stuff. But yeah, you can taste by yourself. I don't want to take longer, but you can see how easy it is to add movement or create something new from only one image. And also you can generate, like I said, different scenes if you add an extra scene, an extra scene, an extra scene, an extra, right? So yeah, that's the tool that I wanted to add or bring to the table as a.
So maybe one closing question from my end. So if one want to manage complete promo for the brand, what group of tools that we need? Of course, we saw the lab, flow, and
I recommend for image Midjourney. If you only want to focus on image, Midjourney is a perfect tool. For videos, also Nano Banana is great, right? For audio, 11 Labs or Suno. Also for videos, Runway. For more professional videos like creating a movie, Runway. For audio, 11 Labs, like I said, and for creating your own avatar with you speaking, without you speaking, HeyGen, also Synthesia, but it's easier to use HeyGen. And for text creation, depends on the LLM that you prefer. In my case, I still prefer OpenAI, ChatGPT. But we are, as a GenAI global community, we're agnostic. We can use Gemini, we can use Perplexity, Grok, DeepSeek, anyone, right? That depends on. In my case, I still prefer text generation coming from OpenAI, but in terms of audio, video, and so on, image, probably more the Google Suite is more advanced. In my case, I don't know, Oscar, if you.
Yeah, I was going to Oscar then how to manage a complete brand with AI-driven videos. If that is my question, what should be my tool list?
Yeah, no, I think I'm in agreement there with Rodrigo. The only thing I would add is that in terms of image, ChatGPT's image capabilities have upgraded quite a bit on their last update. So I would probably utilize that in addition to Nano Banana Pro or Midjourney. For me, I mainly utilize Banana Pro and ChatGPT Image. When it comes to the video side, definitely agree with Google VO. Sora is also really good. I've utilized that a lot. It does come with a watermark, but the videos are a lot cheaper in terms of credits to produce. In terms of the audio side, I definitely align with 11 Labs and Suno. They're really, really strong. I don't know of any really strong competitors in that sense. I think those are the best there. And then when it comes to overall LLM, as Rodrigo was saying, we're pretty agnostic when it comes to that. I'd say in terms of use cases, I use ChatGPT more for forward-facing communication or image generation or for creating posts, etc., right? But when it comes to coding, I utilize Gemini 3 Pro a lot more, especially with its integration into anti-gravity, which I highly recommend using. I use that there too, but I know that Claude is really good on the coding side as well, so I highly recommend that too. So yeah, that'd pretty much be my breakdown.
Maybe one question. So we got the videos, we got the audio, we got images, we got avatar. But if I got 30 seconds videos or a 10-second video, what will be your choice to make 2-minute video? Because my use case is 2 minutes video.
Yeah, I'd say the best bang for your buck, or the best utilization for that, if you want to be mass producing videos, is, I'd say, Sora 2 Pro, but it is a little bit expensive. But it's basically the ChatGPT Pro subscription, but with that you can make 15-second videos at a time. And it comes with the whole suite of Pro on the like chat side as well too, that has amazing features, like 400 uses of agent tool, a lot of other crazy stuff too. But I'd say that's probably the best, because I've tried out the Pro version on Google, and it still takes a lot longer. And the nice thing with uh, Sora 2 Pro is that if you're looking to make that long form content and you want to utilize your personal avatar or people on your team's avatar, instead of having to go through posts and build out, hey, how do I include these two avatars on the same scene? Even HeyGen doesn't really have that functionality yet. When it comes to Sora 2, it's as simple as clicking at whoever you want, and they just have to do a 5-second video of their face, and you're instantly generating videos as a team. So if you've seen on LinkedIn with Oscar Garcia, who's our head of video generation at Gen AI Global, he's able to produce videos alongside me where I don't have to even give any input. He builds out the whole entire video, and they're super high quality within a day. And he
Mm-hmm.
can incorporate other members of the community. He can build out full team videos by simply hitting that at symbol. So I think in terms of flexibility when it comes to integrating other people, it's Sora 2, and in terms of duration, it would probably be Sora 2.
Mm-hmm. And you said 15 seconds or 30 seconds we can get with Sora 2 Pro. And
Yeah.
if we have longer, then maybe we need some other tooling to connect them, stitch them together.
Also with
Yeah.
Sora 2 Pro, you can do storyboarding. So you can do like 30 seconds here, 30 seconds here, 30 seconds here. That'll have one continuous scene. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can also do that in like I show you in the scenes of Flow. I'm using the Pro version, but there is another like Enterprise, but the one that I'm using is no more than $20 or $30, like any other LLM. But the other one is $200 per month.
Yeah.
And with that, you can create longer videos. The other really good one is Runway. And Runway. Try Runway, you can go. But this is more focused like in cinema. Like
I'm experimenting with playing a bit lately.
Yeah. That's my
good, very good. I think I see we are 5 minutes ahead already, and it was fantastic, Rodrigo and Oscar. You took out time, and for this session, it was quite useful, I believe, for everyone. And guys, we will also send some feedback form. Please fill it in. Your certificates will arrive sometime next week, and then please also tag us, tag Oscar, tag Rodrigo, tag AIforAll Global, and in your post, let us be known more and more, and we will keep bringing these kind of things to you. Also, if there's a specific aspect that you want to know, just shoot it to us.
Yeah. And thank you, AIforAll, for the invitation. It was an honor for us. I know for Oscar too, so that's why I say for us to be here and spend these Saturdays with you guys. And I hope that you enjoy as much as us. And let's keep in touch. I'm gonna also share my LinkedIn if someone wants to contact me. And thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye
everyone.
bye.
Have a great day.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you all. Bye.